Alright guys, we have our map order. It is Persephone, Tokamek, Meganatha, Winter Madness, and Magnetic. Whatever Magnetic may be, if we get there. It's a best of 5. The winner will advance into the semifinals to, I would say, most likely play against Solar, but that's obviously not guaranteed. That is going to be a very difficult match for whoever makes it. I think Percival is good. I think Reynor is great. I think we should be able to do this. Good luck and fun, gamers. Let's do it. The best of 5 quarterfinals of the last chance qualifier for the RSL. Surprised that Clem is not in the offline. It's also a very big trip for Clem. Clem probably had a pretty exhausting year and traveling 14-15 hours to play in a last chance qualifier where a single loss would knock you out. It's probably not worth it. I think if Clem would have actually... we'll keep an eye on these guys. I think if Clem would have won either season 1, 2 or 3, we would have gone to the offline event for sure. But now you would also have to pay your own... like it's just... that's something that's almost impossible to justify. But enough about that, guys. So let's go ahead and take a look at game 1 because the boys are leaving town. Spicy in the bottom left side. He took down Trigger in the round of 16. He's now battling Reynor in the round of 8. Offline Starcraft in Korea. This is our Korean Terran, Percival. Top left side, we are looking at the main base of the Italian stallion who's been living in Korea for over 6 months. At this point, it is a Reynor from BASILISK. Overlord, guys! Overlord! I don't think it's surprising as the historian. Like, you would have to spend, let's say, 1,500 to 2,000 euros to play in a best of 5 single elimination bracket to then qualify for the final 4. I don't think that is an investment you can justify. Reynor, his overlord, has scouted it. It's also very exhausting. Would TL not send him? Maybe they would if he really wants it, but he would basically have to win the event to even profit. I just don't think it's something that he would really want or that Team Liquid would really want. And I don't know if Team Liquid would be all that eager, to be honest. Reynor, guys, has pulled 4 drones, and this is an amazing start for Reynor as he's able to deny the second barracks from finishing up. And that is massive for Reynor. That is very unfortunate for Percival. And now Percival's probably wondering, so what do I do now? We send out the boys to build a couple of racks on the other side of the map, but only 1 rack's finished up. A flying start for Reynor here. And a pretty awful start for Percival. Yeah, that's about as good of a 2 racks defense as you're ever going to see. I can take another look at the price distribution, but obviously Team Liquid is an amazing org, but they are an amazing esports org because they've made a lot of decisions that make sense. And I think sending a player to a 1-day event in Korea, spend over 2,000 bucks, where he would first have to make it through a single elimination bracket and win it all, and then he would have to basically finish at least second to walk away with what the entire trip cost. I think that's pushing it a little bit. Yeah, I don't think it's not impossible. Like, obviously I think Clem has a lot of credit because he's done great things for Team Liquid, earning them so many points last year at the Esports World Cup. But he will probably get away with it, but it's not an investment that really makes a lot of sense. And in the end of the day, like, esports orgs are not necessarily swimming in money, so you have to be able to justify these things a little bit. If it is like a 2 or a 3-day event, there are multiple chances and, you know, there's a little more on the line. Or it would have EWC implications, then the answer is absolutely yes, but be a bit of a tough sell, I think. And also, very tough, I think. Like, Clem is legendary, but even Clem is not guaranteed to just win this last chance qualifier and make it past Solar, make it past Reynor, make it past Maru. To then sit 15 hours in an airplane, spend all that money for a long shot. It's just not something that makes that much sense. I don't think I don't think that they really considered it. I do think if Clem would have won season 1, 2, or 3, because Clem does play in the online portion of RSL, then obviously RSL would take care of his flights and his accommodation. Then he would have absolutely gone for sure. I'm certain of that, but that he decided not to go for the last chance qualifier from France, I sort of understand. Percival is playing a bit of an awkward game, guys, because we started this game by sending 2 SCVs to the other side of the map, and some people may look at a game like this and be like, well, you know, in the end he only built 1 barracks, the other one he cancelled, he lost 2 SCVs, is it that bad? And the answer is yes, it really is that bad. Starcraft 2 is a game of very, very fine margins, and sending 2 SCVs that early to the other side of the map means they're not helping your economy at home. It means you're not growing the way that you're supposed to grow. And on top of that, all of your transitions are going to be a lot later and slower, which means Reynor can get away with even more greed. And yeah, right now we've got 4 Hellions out, and Reynor is already up 16 workers. Maybe if Clem was very eager to spend, let's say, Christmas, New Year's over in Korea, then I think it is maybe a bit easier to justify, where it's like, I'm combining a holiday together with playing in the last chance qualifier, and I hope that I have a good time. But going exclusively for the single limb bracket, I don't think that's something that makes too much sense. First of all, his appalled Viking is actually on a bit of a rampage. That is the 3rd Overlord, guys, that this Viking has killed. That's not too bad. Now, I think Percy is going to need a lot more than killing 3 Overlords to feel very happy about the state of this game. But it's a start. We're kind of just sending it on 2 bases here. Hoping maybe that Reynor is very greedy or Reynor takes an awful fight, but no 3rd command center, no 3rd orbital. Percival is just sending it. A 2 base all in, 5 racks, marine tank, Hellions. Yeah, this should be an all in. Like, I don't really see how Percival ever transitions anyway. I like the choice, to be honest. With how bad the start was, I think this is a solid choice. Is it going to work? Well, I obviously don't think it ever should. It might kill a base, but Percival needs so much more than a base. Ideally, he needs a base and an army and 15 drones. Reynor does not need to take a bad fight to save this hatchery. He is picking up some reinforcements. He's going to jump on a couple of these Hellions as well. I think it's a very mature decision, by the way, by Reynor to just let this base die. It is still soon going to be a 4-base Zerg against only 2 bases. He had vision here with his Zergling. He saw there was no command center. He had no bailing speed yet. He does have bailing speed. No! We don't want to lose this base, by the way, of course. Like, that would be a bit too much. Bailings on 3. Percival not paying attention there for a split second. Very good connections on the side of Reynor. Yeah, this Percival is pretty dead here, guys. I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but obviously I'm rooting for Reynor. I'm going to be a little bit biased in this regard. But yeah, Percival is just kind of dead. Really bad start. Maybe after he killed that base, he should have immediately gone back with his army and then sync up the top right army with this center left army and then try to make a big push through the center. Hope that we can siege up our tanks in a gnarly spot and force Reynor to take a really bad engagement. He's gonna build a 3rd command center now. Let's go. I'm the 8-minute 20-second 3rd command center when we're down 17 workers and 2 bases. Yeah, that's a tough sell. But he is gonna try. If more Banelings connect, will blow up every single marine. And Percival's like, yeah, you know, that 3rd command center, let's not talk about it. Like, I was never planning on using that anyway. So he is indeed extremely dead, and it's a very convincing 1-0 victory for Reynor. 1-0 lead. Takes the victory in game 1. Whatever. And obviously that all goes back to the start, guys. A start as good as you'll ever see them for any Zerg. Reynor with a picture-perfect scout on the proxy 2-racks. Pulled the right amount of drones. Denied the 2nd barracks from finishing up. 1 barracks cannot apply any pressure. And Percival, at this level, you're just kind of dead. the equivalent of losing your queen in a game of chess when you're playing Magnus Carlsen. And you lose your queen at like turn 7, and you're like, well, I can try, but it's gonna be tough. Oh yeah, no, I don't use cope as a bad thing, by the way, Sinsklar. When I say it's cope, I don't mean that it's like, oh, he's doing something wrong. I have to host, by the way, guys. I have to stop yapping. I forgot about this. Normally I have people hosting for me. Give me a second. They're putting me to work over here. When I say it's cope, I don't mean it's like, oh, this is bad or he should leave. It's just, it's a pipe dream. It's a mega long shot, and it's not something that I think is going to have any impact. But I'm absolutely all for players always battling till the bitter end. If it's tournament live on the line, it's a single elimination bracket, you're at an offline event, yeah, absolutely. Stick in a game, even if you're down 30, 40, 50 supply, you're down 2 upgrades. As long as you've got a couple of Marines with stim, and the guy is not on top of your production yet, you can absolutely try, and I will never have a problem with that. That doesn't mean that we're not coping a little bit every now and then, but there's nothing wrong with a little bit of coping.
Round 2, fight!
Top right side, he knows that he got a bit of a free win there because of his fantastic scout with the Overlord. Is probably going to have to work a little bit harder for it here in Game 2 of the quarterfinals of the LCQ. It's the Italian stallion, Reynor. Bottom left side, we're going to take a look at the main base of the man who eliminated the other Basilisk member in the round of 16. He is trying to go through our entire roster. Well, I want him to know that if he would take down Reynor too, he has to go through me next. Which I don't think he would be very scared of. This is Percival. Where is the source stream? I thought this wasn't Tasteless. If Tasteless' stream has ended, it's probably just a minor disconnect, and I expect their stream to be back real soon, but they are not doing this series. What is happening over at Tasteless, his stream should be Shin versus Cure. So that TVZ best of 5 is happening over at Tasteless' stream. I am in charge of Reynor Percival. I think what you're doing with the BBB is amazing. Is there a way to support it? Yes, there is, mate. With love, kind words, and positivity. Get people excited over it. Get yourself excited. Be nice to me. Be nice to Basilisk. We don't ask for anything. You can join the Discord server and let my boss know that you like the event. You can tweet at them. Them being Basilisk. Exclamation mark Basilisk. Exclamation mark YouTube. All of that is possible. Yeah, no worries, Jesus Hops. In the beginning of the day, they also had a tiny disconnect, so it may happen 2 or 3 times throughout in a day, but obviously, Tasteless' stream, guys, will never end before the last chance qualifier is done. Unless, like, they have a literal power outage and they can't complete the tournament, but the goal for today is to complete the entire last chance qualifier, so we will know who is going to be the 4th and final member of the final 4 that will be battling it out tomorrow. Subbies are good. Oh, you can absolutely message me on this stream. Good luck. If you guys ever see me stream and you want to stop by and say good luck, Roddy, with the stream, I like that. I appreciate that. What I don't want is anybody that can DM me on any other platform to then wish me good luck, because then I have to go through 25 inbox messages or 50 or 100. Like, that's incredibly counterproductive, right? Like, please do not use Discord DM or Instagram DM or WhatsApp to be like, hey, good luck streaming. It's like, there's Twitch chat for that. But in Twitch chat, I will always appreciate a kind message. I mean, you can email me good luck, but it's very pointless. You can. And I will read it. And I may get back to you. But not until I'm done. Roddy doesn't want us sliding into his DMs. No, because then I also lose track of the DMs that do matter. And people DMing me good luck with streaming when I stream 330 out of the 365 days a year, if not more than that. It's like, well, it's just, that's not what I like to use my DMs for. I'll take a nice selfie though, or a picture of your puppy. I'll take that. It is winged, and obviously, like, I talk with friends on Discord too, but I don't want like, well, I don't like to use the word fan interaction too much, but like that is not what I want to use Discord for. I don't need people adding me on Discord, and I'm like, hey, how can I help you? And they're like, oh, nothing. I just want to say I like your stream. It's like, well, then I would prefer an email actually. There's a reason why my Discord DMs are closed. It's because that's not what I use it for. Do send a thank you for streaming message after. I would have less of a problem with that, because then at least I'm no longer live. And it's a bit easier to navigate it, rather than being on stream for 7 hours and then seeing a bunch of messages. Anyway, enough about it. Who cares what I like? I will always appreciate kindness on Twitch. That was the main moral of the story. So Percival's got 16 Marines inside of these 2 medevacs. Once again, it's a 2-base opening. Percival's giving me some old school Bunny vibes, by the way, in TVZ. Bunny did hurt Reynor once in a GSL Code S by going command center first and 2-base all in 2 times in a row. Or 3 times in a row. And winning 2 out of 3 games. But that was a different day and age of Starcraft 2. That was a different map pool. And maybe it was a different Reynor too, who knows. You guys know that I think incredibly highly of Reynor as a person, as a player. I think he's actually still in a weird way a little bit underrated for the amazing career that he's had. But it is definitely a fact that GSL has not been that kind to Reynor. That is not where my boy has done his best work. Hello, Patches. Got a Widowmine in the mix. Widowmine is... Ooh, that's gonna get a good shot. That's a very good shot for Percival. Does not quite have enough HP left on these Marines to stick around, stand this ground and fight, but that was a good Widowmine shot. Patches shows up cheering for Percival, and look at what happens. 5 wrecks, by the way. Percival is a fun player, because he's truly someone that will almost never sit back, and that's why, again, I'm feeling like Bunny vibes. A bit of a modern day Bunny, where he's just so aggressive. Where he's basically putting himself like right on that line of I'm all in. And this game doesn't necessarily have to end in the next minute. He could drop a very late 3rd command center. But by delaying it for as long as he does, like, Percival is forcing himself to take a really good fight soon and find some damage. Because if he doesn't, yeah, 2-base Terran is never going to be the 4-base Reynor. Even a Liquid Clum in his prime wouldn't do that.
Liquid Clum.
And Percival is really good, but he's not quite Liquid Clum yet. So he needs to make some magic happen with his army, otherwise he's in trouble. Reynor checking, by the way, is like, alright, is there a 3rd base? Nope, might want to send a single circling here as well. He is gonna see that the Marines and tanks are here, but the Queen count is damn high. Baneling speed is done. +1 carapace is done. I really like Reynor's setup. I like Reynor's build order against this very aggressive 2-base play coming out of Percival. The tank shots are quite good, but Reynor is just buying time. I would like to see Reynor use that army in the center of the map. Seems like Reynor is trying to pick up reinforcements, but joke's on Reynor, there are no reinforcements. This is annoying for Reynor, but it's not necessarily bad. He might get another medevac here, by the way, and he does. There are 2 more medevacs remaining. Here come... This is good, by the way, by Percival. That Percival didn't rally 2 Marines at a time, because they would have just kept on dying. He actually built up a real serious army. But Reynor is still going to jump on these tanks. He's going to jump on the Marines, and there are no medevacs to heal these Marines. Good snipes on the Banelings, though. Percival did very well there. Reynor burrowed a Baneling and a Zergling. 1 burrowed Baneling! Hey. The little Bane that could. This is really good by Reynor. Even if Percival clearly anticipated these plays by Reynor, it almost now feels that Reynor anticipated Percival anticipating it. So he just kept on waiting, and he kept on sending more and more and more, and made it impossible for Percival to ever reinforce this initial staging ground that he created for himself. And now what does he have left? 6-7 Marines, 2 low HP medevac. Reynor comes down, another one. The ladies from downtown. No. Just like LeBron James over the hill, but it does not matter because 2-base Percival simply did not get enough done. And we never built a third command center. We never transitioned. We never built additional SCVs. Just like that. 9 minutes and 15 seconds in. It is a Reynor who takes a 2-0 lead. And is now just 1 map away from making it to the semifinals. And potentially dance with Solar. Reynor and Solar have a lot of history with each other. So that's a spicy one, guys. I'll stick around. Even if I can't join the games and I can't cast it myself, I'll watch the stream. Because I would be watching anyway. So since I'm live, I may as well stay live, right? Oh wait, I keep on forgetting that I'm the host. Meganetha. Meganetha created with mods. Kurshin is still in game 1. Okay. That means that they're gonna have to wait for a little while. But it's nice for Reynor. He can take a break. But he's not there yet. Let's not celebrate too early. I was Alright, Reynor is ready. Percival is ready. I was just bantering a little bit with Reynor. I was like, I'm really good at hosting, aren't I? And I was like, I keep on forgetting this crap. And Reynor is laughing. And he said like, yeah, he's like, I was just thinking. He keeps on forgetting it, but I can't prove it. I was like, oh no, you can definitely prove it. Because I've been admitting it on stream. I keep on just sitting here. I was like, I'll talk to you guys, you know, buy some time for the next game to start. But then after a minute or two, I realized that there is no next game until I host. So yeah, it is what it is.
Round 3. Fight.
Here we go. Back-to-back 2-base all-ins coming out of this man. Does he have something else in store for us? It's the Korean Terran play. He still had a great year, by the way. Even if this will be his final offline dance of the year, I think he can be very proud. He has impressed me at multiple moments throughout 2025, and I'm excited to follow his journey into 2026. It is Percival. I'm new to it. You know, I just kind of thought I moved past that stage of my career, you know, where I have to host the lobby and lobby link and invite players. Normally, I've got my assistant Pi. I've got a very, very cheap Polish assistant. He's so cheap that he's the one paying me to work for me. It's amazing, but he's not here. He's asleep. Kind of need him. Bottom right side, guys, we're looking at the main base of our Italian stallion. It is Reynor from BASILISK taking the 2-0 lead. Yeah, we love Pi. And on moments like this, I realize that I do really miss Pi when he's not around. Because now I keep on forgetting that I'm the one who's in charge. Happy to see that Reynor is having a good day so far. 3-1 over Jumi, now a 2-0 lead. And I think you guys would agree with me that this is not a biased statement when I say Reynor hasn't really looked like he's been in any trouble so far in this best of 5. And that's impressive, because Percival is scary. Percival has had a lot of good performances throughout the year, but it's a bit of a one-sided affair so far. Something levels to this game. You guys know the drill. I'm now entering coffee number 4, by the way, guys. 8:41 a.m. in the morning, and I'm on my 4th coffee. Yeah. I count them twice, because I make them double. Reynor is the bigger fish. Now, speaking of fish, a long time ago I was talking with Mr. Bitter, and I forgot exactly what we were talking about, but it obviously had to do with like being big or small in whatever situation you could dream of. And I'm proud of this, and that's why I remember it like 13 years later. Because we were having a discussion, and as I said, I forgot the context, but that I told Mr. Bitter. I was like, well, I'd rather be an orca in SeaWorld than be a goldfish in the ocean. And Mr. Bitter just looked at me so confused. And he's like, I've never heard anybody say that, and that's so sad. I was like, no, that's not sad at all. I was like, I'll be the fucking star of SeaWorld, baby. I'd much rather be the orca in SeaWorld. And he's like, that is the saddest thing I've ever heard. That made me think of a fish. Think of it, Wingen. Would you rather be irrelevant in the ocean? Or would you rather be the star attraction of SeaWorld? Yeah, I'll be a little trapped, but I'm still the man. I know that SeaWorld is... I've never been to SeaWorld, by the way. I just thought... would you rather serve in heaven or rule in hell? Then I think I would rather serve in heaven. The Warcraft SeaWorld is your new nickname. Is that kind of how I feel? Did you trade a walk-on part in the war to lead role in a cage? That I don't understand. I'm not smart enough, or it's way too early for that one. Why I remember it so well is because A, I came up with it on the spot, and B, Mr. Bitter's look on his face was just so perfect. It was just like, that's the saddest thing I've ever heard. I was like, I don't feel like it's sad at all. No, I don't know that. I don't think we have that. By the way, guys, for the first time in the best of 5, we've got a triple orbital coming out of Percival. The man who's had a strong 2025. And keep your eyes on him. I really hope he keeps the motivation up and he keeps on grinding the way that he did this year. Because he really is improving. And that's just cool to see. And it's not easy. Because a lot of people, I just kind of feel like they've picked. Well, you know what to expect. Percival is still getting better. I wouldn't hate a proper late game. He's pretty damn good in it. We think back of some of the finals that we had in SC for All, where it's a different matchup, but he looked really good in the late game against Trigger. Like, he looked fantastic. And I also think that Trigger is a very good late game player. And of course, it's very different playing late game TVP against Trigger than playing late game TVZ against Reynor, but I see no reason why Percival would have to avoid it at all costs. Like, I think he's good enough to hang. That's a Katy Perry quote, mate. I do know my Katy Perry. You're not catching me with some Katy Perry stuff. I'm well aware. This is unfortunately for Percival not the hottest Banshee play that I've ever seen. Lost the first one and almost loses the second. He's doing a better job with the Hellions. Oh, actually very satisfying as he got so many crypto ones. That is a ridiculously quick hive tag by Reynor. 6 minutes and 15 seconds. Straight out of the Serral playbook. That's... Imagine telling Starcraft fans like 10 years ago, be like, yeah, you know what's gonna be pretty standard? A 6-minute hive. We used to have 25-minute games. No, it will never be a Broodlord rush. It is like 99% of the time, this is just for very quick ultras. And of course, you can just get Adrenal Glands. But the Broodlords are just not that good and are also not that good to rush. There are moments where Broodlord can be useful, but this is never a moment to go Broodlords. Because the answer for the Broodlords is already there in well-upgraded Marines will. Well-upgraded Marines will really struggle with ultras and kindness plating. They will not struggle with 0-0 Broodlords. Yes, watch Lulu, but it could also be, when I said 90% of the time it's quick ultras, it can be delayed ultras and just a lot of Link Bane, but with Adrenal Glands, right? And once in a while they sneak in a quick lurker opening too. But obviously this screams Broodlord all over. Actually, not Broodlord, sorry. Ultras, obviously. Ultras. That's what I meant. Coffee number 4 is getting to me. The Fungo is good, but it could have been even better. I think the follow-up Fungo is good, though. There's a lot of that Marines. Like, it is a bit scary for Reynor to see these units here already, knowing that he's been this freaking greedy. He's gone into Hive Tech as quickly as he did. And he's now buying time for those Ultras. But even when the first Ultra is out, he doesn't necessarily want to fight. He wants to fight once he has Kindness plating. It's definitely not Broodlords. Guys, this screams Broodlord. No, not Broodlord. I'm washed. What can I say? Unlike Percival, I am no longer improving. I'm only getting worse. That's a good question. Spoiler. I think then I'd rather be a Ling in Reynor's army, because even though there is a chance I fall, most likely will come out on top. And I like to think of myself as a bit of a team player. I don't think I've ever been too selfish, so I would rather be on the winning team and eventually not be part of that victory than not be part of the winning team at all. Reynor has a fantastic engagement here with a couple of links coming in from the top side, more links coming in from the bottom, and this is all right before Adrenal Glance. It's not quite the best of 5 that I was expecting. Of course I was expecting and hoping for a Reynor victory, and it's great to see Reynor doing his thing, but it's just a lot more convincing than I even thought it was going to be. Not too long ago, I feel that Percival beat Reynor, no? In a best of 3, like in a Wardy Cup or a Lulu Cup, whatever it was. If somebody has a League Leg open or somebody remembers it, I feel Percival got a best of 3 win over Reynor. Maybe it was even in RSL? Is that possible? It's not looking like it today. This is a silly amount of links with Adrenal Glands, guys. 10 minutes into the game, it is links with Adrenal all over the third base, and the bunker doesn't stand a chance. Those SVs don't stand a chance. If we don't lift up the orbital, that won't stand a chance. We're gonna chain Fungo a couple of medevacs as well. Maybe Widowmine, Friendly Fire. I mean, Reynor is everywhere. This game is just over. Bit of a nightmare series coming out of Percival, and a fantastic series coming out of Reynor. Look at that. 10 minutes, as clean as you're going to see it. Just from start to finish, all Reynor. That's it started off with a filled proxy 2-rex, and sometimes we love people proxying in game 1, right? Because we're like, oh, you really set the tone for the series. It's a great way to keep your opponents honest throughout the series. Yeah, it can also backfire and go horribly wrong. And it kind of felt that it went wrong the moment that the second barracks didn't finish up in game 1. And it continued going wrong throughout the entire best of 5. Incredibly strong performance coming out of Reynor.